Brandon McAvoy. My name is Brandon McAvoy. I'm here today on behalf of the citizens of Nebraska. I am here on behalf of the thought leaders in metabolic therapeutics, the Cleveland Clinic for Functional Medicine, the Nutrition Coalition, the Institute for Human and Machine Cognition, the Irish Heart Disease Foundation, and the Citizen Science Foundation. Because of the blatant disregard for the science involving first world metabolism disease, metabolic syndrome, and insulin resistance, which is far more pervasive and is what's truly driving the COVID crisis. This mask mandate charade is blatantly an abuse of the citizens by widely refuted science. Time and again, the Dietary Guidelines Committee has ignored the robust data on low-carb, high-fat diet science for disease prevention. The advent of the dietary guidelines is a perfect correlation to the current obesity crisis. Look to Nutrition Coalition for dietary guidelines based on robust science, not crony dogma. It took 9 months for the CDC to even acknowledge vitamin D deficiency related to COVID. Everyone acknowledges diabetes is a risk factor for COVID, yet no one elucidates Virta Health's role in clinically reversing type 2 diabetes with a ketogenic diet. Even the American Diabetes Association concedes it is a valid means. The ADA CEO herself utilizes a low-carb diet to manage her diabetes, contrary to decades of inadequate low-grade science that directly led us to the public health crisis. Mandating masks instead of addressing root cause of disease is a disgrace. No one elucidates the fact that your adipose tissue has immunological and endocrinological functions. If one is insulin resistant due to grains, sugars, and vegetable oils, it makes you leptin resistant. Leptin is a pleiotropic adipocytokine that is a multi-purpose fat-based signaling molecule that has explicit roles in the cytokine storm. In animal models, when you knock out the insulin receptor, T-cell immunity is far more sluggish. The Irish Heart Disease Foundation and Citizen Science Foundation elucidate the real science on heart disease, pointing to grains, sugar, and vegetable oils as the catalyst to heart disease, the #1 killer worldwide, while diarrhea kills more than COVID. The sentiment is echoed throughout the functional medicine community. Furthermore, demonization of valid therapeutics touted by vetted healthcare professionals as the White Coat Summit, Dr. Simone Gold, such as hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin, are the smoking gun that this is a political charade. Hydroxychloroquine has been approved for over, I'm going to skip that because this has been a pseudoscience fear-mongering from the jump. Just cower in fear and wait for the government to save you, you say? No thanks. I'm in nutritional ketosis, which downregulates NLRP3, an inflammatory cytokine which bats actually use to combat COVID themselves. This is an appeal to authority fallacy. So long as the public health officials hold this abusive charade, Metro Metabolics will be providing free metabolic therapeutics consultations to the citizens, informing them how their governing bodies and legislators are covering for Big Pharma and Big Food's agenda, and is directly abusing the population. Again and again, the finger will be pointed at you. The most robust randomized controlled trial out of Denmark, and the Sweden epidemiologists say masks do little to nothing, and the German study says CO2 is detriment to one's health. As long as local legislators insist on abusing the public with these unconstitutional pseudoscience mandates, Metro Metabolics will be providing root cause, functional medicine, metabolic therapeutics, and epigenetics information to the heartland for free. No one has any idea as to the lasting psychological detriments of this Orwellian abuse of the citizens and civic powers. We are not your lab animals. We do not recognize your authority in this realm, as no educated person would perpetuate the sick, ignorant negligence of the mask mandate.
Your time's expired.